timely.
Yes.
Everybody's very punctual.
Yes, very punctual.
Yep.
You're right. How'd you feel about Josh Sweat, Milton Williams, Orrin Burks, Isaiah Rodgers,
It was
Darius
a little
Slay?
much, okay?
Everybody left.
To be honest, it was like by 1 o'clock, I'm like, okay, seriously? Can we just slow down just a smidge?
Was there any loss that really stung you, Amy?
No, I mean, it's stinging. There's a couple that I thought, like, wow, they could, especially when I saw the salary, like an Orrin Burks, I thought you couldn't have kept him for that.
I know.
Right?
Two for five.
It seemed like that was a little bit disappointing, but am I really in like 3 years going to be like, oh my gosh, Orrin Burks? No, I don't think so. But I know that they enjoyed him. I thought he fit well in the system, and I thought for the price, that was one that I thought, well, you probably could have had him. Isaiah Rodgers was another one I thought, really? Like, yeah.
I think that's the one that's going to hurt the Eagles the most.
That's the one that,
me.
those are the ones that I was like.
And now you see what Minnesota's building. Like, now I'm starting to get worried about the Minnesota Vikings defense. They made another nice move today for Jonathan Allen.
Their defense is outstanding.
Which I
Eagles
like.
have to play there this year.
They do. That's right.
one of the road games this year.
Now, as you
Difficult place
mentioned,
to
we'll
play.
see what J.G. McCarthy's like. But look, he's got Justin Jefferson and Jordan Addison. Like,
They're
J.J.
propping him up.
yeah,
They're propping
He
him up.
doesn't
be able
have
to
to
do-
be elite. He could just
Right.
be okay and let the other guys do the rest of the work.
Right.
Exactly. Yeah, that'll be interesting to see. I thought the Commanders made some interesting moves. I thought it was weird. The Texans had, they have one good lineman in Laramie Tunsil.
Yeah.
And they traded the one. If I'm
Sorry,
the quarterback,
CJ.
I'm just like, sorry, wait. He's like that Will Smith meme, just looking around, being like, you left me with no one. Now I have no one on my line. So
If I'm C.J. Stroud, I'm calling management saying, what's the plan?
Yeah.
Like today or
You gotta give me
yesterday, I'm
something.
calling them like, hey,
you got to give me something.
what's the plan here? Because everybody's saying that I'm a bust now because I had a bad year too. Maybe if I had an offensive line, that would help.
Yeah.
And oh, by the way, one of my best receivers is hurt. And
A lot of excuses there, CJ.
yeah, well,
How about stop throwing interceptions? Like wide open guys missing them for interceptions.
well, that's true too.
I wouldn't say that if I was your GM, because then you'd hate me and then you'd leave.
Yes.
Yes.
Andrew, so Orrin Burks, were you surprised as well that they didn't bring him back for that money, 2 years, $5 million?
Yeah, and the reason why I guess the difference was he probably wanted 2 years, and the Eagles weren't willing to give him 2 years. They just wanted the 1 year to be that bridge player. And everyone's saying now that the big winners from day one were Jeremiah Trotter Jr., Moro Ojomo. It's March 10th when all these moves happened. There's a lot more that has to go. There's more than 4 months until training camp. So, yeah, I think that for what Orrin Burks got, I was really surprised the Eagles didn't bring him back. He was a really good locker room guy and gives them some special teams upside and depth, really, at a position that they're really lean at right now.
And they've been lean at, let's be honest. I mean, when's the last time they had, several players that you thought, yeah, they're going to be really good in that linebacking core?
Right, that's the concern. Like,
And Kobe's hurt, and Van Sumeren's hurt.
So,
and
Kobe's
that was
always hurt.
surprising.
Always hurt.
yeah, and they found something in Zach Baum, but that's one guy. I mean,
That was surprising. But
a little concerning.
there's lots of time. Obviously, there's still trades to be made. Draft is coming up. There's always deals that happen on draft day. So I'm not, concerned.
What about chemistry? Are you guys concerned about the chemistry of a Super Bowl winning team, this many faces exiting that are prominent? Guys that have been around the organization
But you had
for a
new
while.
faces this year. Like, Baum was a new face. Both
I think their core
but
is
yeah,
still
but the guys,
there.
I'm
though.
talking about guys
I think
leaving
the core
that
is
are
still there, though. I
four-year
mean, those
guys.
are nice players. Like Isaiah Rodgers is a nice player, but he wasn't a
year.
guy that
He was just here for 1 year.
Or these guys weren't they were good locker room guys, and I think people appreciated that. Isaiah Rodgers, good for him, because I do think that he really, reasserted himself. He was a guy that was coming back into the league, and I thought, wow, he is going to get paid. I was hoping it was the Eagles that were going to be the ones doing it, but yeah, I don't think there's any core guys that you look at that locker room and think it was so, there was so much upheaval that they're going to have to remake their chemistry, so to speak.
That's a good point. And a lot of the players that are now having to step into elevated roles are homegrown players that have been around the organization. They're familiar with the coaching staff. So, no, I don't think that there's going to be a lot of upheaval or anything like that. I think they should be okay.
All right, you're listening to 97.5 The Fanatic, WPEN HD1 Burlington, Philadelphia, Beasley Media Group station, broadcasting live from the Comcast Business Studio, powering possibilities. So we got a few more minutes left with Andrew DeCecco. Amy's with us for the rest of the show. Andrew, you were spot on with your predictions during the season. So, DeCeccodamus, I need you to put your cap back on.
Oh, boy.
Because you are going to be joining us for the entire 8 o'clock hour again on Thursday as the free agency period officially opens up Wednesday at 4 o'clock. What are you expecting us to be discussing Thursday morning when you join us for the hour?
I love this.
Oh, that's good.
A lot of pressure here. So I'm going to say a guard by the name of Will Fries. He was with the Colts last year. He was drafted in 2021, 7th-round pick. Played some tackle, but he's really a guard. He played both tackle spots at Penn State. If the Eagles are trying to add some interior competition to go with Tyler Steen and they can't afford Mekhi Becton, that would be a player that would make some sense given how much the Eagles prioritize the trenches.
Okay, so Will Fries. Are they going to address any of the defensive areas where we've talked about interior defensive line, edge rusher? Do you think that happens as soon as Wednesday come 4 o'clock, obviously by the time you're on the air with us Thursday, or is that later on? Because we've talked about this, John and I talked about this earlier. Howie's a big second wave guy, third wave guy.
Yeah.
But do you think they address some of those areas in the next couple days, hours?
Perhaps a Draymond Jones if he's still there, interior. But edge, I still think they go the trade route with that because I don't think there's an impactful player that's going to be able to step in and be a front line guy that's going to pair with Nolan Smith that's available in the free agency, on the free agent market right now. But I'm glad you mentioned the second and third wave because free agency doesn't just stop from, it doesn't just start March 10th and go to the March 31st. Yeah. It goes all the way through May. I mean, LeGarrette Blount signed in May. Steve Nelson, the corner, they signed him in June. Ronald Darby was acquired in August. So Howie's constantly going to be working. So don't get discouraged if you're not seeing the moves right now.
All right. Tom Pelissaro just tweeted out more details to the Milton Williams contract.
Oh, boy.
Oh, goodness.
You guys ready for this? We already know 4-year, $104 million. I mean it when I say he should buy Jalen Carter something very nice because there's a reason why he got paid playing alongside that beast. Includes a $24 million signing bonus, 51 of which fully guaranteed at signing. Another $12 million guaranteed for injury at signing, fully vests in March 2027. He's got a big per game and workout bonus that could bring the cash up to $32 million in year one. 55 in year two.
Good Lord.
You're paying a guy
Good for Milton.
$104
Also,
million.
you're paying him
I'm
extra
happy for him.
to
And you
work
put a
out.
workout bonus?
Yeah, you're
that
paying him
pisses
extra.
me off. Like that thing
My
is just
God.
that's like you have to pay somebody to put in the time and work. Come
Yes.
on.
He would have done that regardless. He's a hard worker.
He is
but
a
good,
hard worker.
But good for Milton.
Well, they're probably doing that saying, hey, you clearly balled out your contract year. Keep it up.
Right.
Maybe
Yeah,
that's the
yeah.
mindset.
You know what they used to do in the old days with Belichick there?
Who? What?
They used to give the front space to the person who was
The
put in-
parking space?
What's this? The front parking space in the player spot was you got right next to Belichick. If you were the player who put in the most time in the weight room and all that stuff in the building, and they would swipe in, swipe out. Tom Brady parked there for the years, I think. Like 4 years that he was there.
Makes
it was
sense.
Brady. Because he was there earlier than everybody,
Yeah.
like a maniac. And he got to park next to Belichick.
So
That's
will
a
Milton,
cool thing.
will Milton Williams get that? sort of-
Well, I don't know that they're doing that kind of thing, but he might.
He might.
He's
big,
a hard
big
worker.
Milton if
He's
they
a
still
hard
do
worker.
it. Yeah.
He's a hard worker and well known for that.
that's a lot of money.
I can't believe
That's a lot. A talented
I can't
player.
believe
It's a lot.
it.
Talented
He
player.
turns 26 in April.
Yep.
And I still think his best football, obviously, is yet to come. And you saw what he's able to do in a more prominent role. I think he's only going to get better. And I know this is where you and I disagree, Andrew, the two football guys.
Yep.
What? Excuse me?
Just because.
Two football guys. He said it.
No big deal.
Just because I don't think it was solely a byproduct of playing alongside Jalen Carter. I think Milton Williams is a very talented player, and he was trending towards this direction over the years.
One of the highest paid players at the position in the NFL.
Well,
Isn't that crazy?
that was their prerogative to do that, but I think that he's proven
Their prerogative.
The thing is, it wasn't just their prerogative. It was there was a bidding war. Like
It's incredible.
the Cardinals, the Cardinals
the
were in on it.
Panthers were
Yeah.
clear. I mean, that was like their Frank Gore moment. It was amazing. Like I like Milton Williams. I'm amazed. I saw the money that he got. It's like I'm not going to compare him to Geno Smith by any means, right? But like I like Geno.
I like Geno.
$45 million a year.
That's a reunion. I mean, Pete Carroll loves that guy.
You know who did?
Love
too?
He
also likes
They
chewing
said-
gum.
They said Tom Brady. They said Tom Brady too.
What?
Tom Brady was heavily involved in the decision to bring in
Then
Geno
I question
Smith.
a lot of things.
I mean, seriously.
Yeah.
I mean, Tom
I
Brady
have a
looked
lot
at
of
Geno and
questions.
thought, like, yes.
This is the
This
guy.
is
we
it.
Well, the
need.
guys who are available, I think I'd take him above every quarterback that moved.
What do you think about that, Amy? I don't know. I don't know about that.
Wait, you take Sam Darnold?
I mean, Geno Smith, there's a reason he got comeback player of the year, and it wasn't because he was coming back from
He didn't come back from
Yeah, but I'm looking at it, I'm
injury.
saying, who
He
is
just
the
came back from obscurity.
He's like, I
I
just
said,
came
but
back
who
from
was the
being
guy?
bad.
But
Yeah,
I'm saying, who was
exactly.
the guy, though? You're going to tell me
I mean, it's a
Sam
bad
Darnold?
Yeah, it's a bad quarterback
Yeah.
market, but I don't think that he's the best of the bad quarterback market.
I'm also
I think
gonna
Sam
be-
Darnold's better
Would
than
you
Geno
who would
Smith.
you take it,
I
Sam?
do too, but
yeah.
is Darnold good without
Yes.
Justin Jefferson, Jordan Addison,
And that
now
offensive line.
without DK Metcalf, without Tyler Lockett?
Speaking
Like,
of DK Metcalf, who's throwing him the ball?
that's the thing. Like, if you're the Pittsburgh Steelers, great. You acquired a very talented player. Very talented.
No one to throw the ball.
5 years, $150 million.
Also, that locker room is going to be challenging.
Yeah.
Just a tad.
Andrew said,
Challenging.
No,
Connor said this
said-
morning,
Challenging.
they might be the most interesting team.
Yeah,
Like one of
challenging.
those ones, get that early.
Hey, there's no Hard Knocks this year, but they still have the in-season Hard Knocks. That would be
Oh, they do.
that would be good TV.
Fireworks.
The inside season Pittsburgh Steelers.
And the Giants thing was so embarrassing, they didn't.
Oh, no, now, as soon as I saw that last year, I was like, no one is ever doing
And they-
this again.
no.
And they're not doing
Ever.
it. And they're not doing it. That's unbelievable.
Ever.
Andrew, great job as always, man. We
Appreciate
appreciate
you guys.
It. We'll talk to
Good
you
stuff, as always.
Thursday.
Amy,
Good
good
reading,
crossover.
good listening. Enjoyed it.
Appreciate
Thursday,
that.
8 o'clock hour. We're looking forward to it. Amy's with us for the rest of the show. Jeff McClain joins us coming up at 9:25.
Man, we got it all.
Thank you so much for checking out our content on the 97.5 The Fanatic YouTube channel. Hope you enjoyed the video. And remember, you can always be checking the playlist. There may be something you missed from one of our shows during the day that you want to go back and check out. So every time you like a video, like it, subscribe to the channel, and you'll have that great content coming to you every single day. You're greatly appreciated.